Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Danger Zone, and this is Alvaro Cortez in for another day of 100 days of making comics. I was wondering on the first day, I believe it was, if I should finish this page or not because I wasn't quite liking how it was coming out, but I decided to just rework it and just finish it. And in case you're wondering, the music I'm listening to today in particular is the soundtrack to the Broadway musical of Finding Neverland. I actually liked the Broadway musical more than I liked the movie. Like, the movie was alright, it was fine, I liked it well enough, it was a really inspiring movie, but the musical was just something else. Like, it's going to be ending soon, I think, like next month. And it's a shame that Matthew Morrison already left the show. Like, he was really truly spectacular in that show. Really it's by far my favorite musical I've seen. Really, it really is. Not that I've seen that many, at least live, but that was really a special musical, and I wish it would have gotten more recognition, but there was a lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes that kind of excuse me there, I'm still a little bit under the weather. But anyway, there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff that happened with that production of that play, so it kind of like marred the production in a way. Skipping the ad. Let's see now. I was also wondering because here's like some pages I did for the following chapter of Warlord. Like, here's the cover, the title page, and page 1. But I was kind of debating if I should ink it digitally or just ink it traditionally. I really don't know. Like, I'm kind of torn right now between that. I'm sorry if I'm like going back and forth on the microphone, like further and closer. I'm like looking for stuff to ink in with on this page. When the world is upside down. Matthew Morrison really has such a nice voice. This is a character that hasn't been introduced in the story yet that I'm inking here. She's going to be a major player in the final storyline of Book 2 of Warlord. I'm just basically filling in the shadows right now. Let's see. Again, like, not exactly thrilled with this page, but as I was saying in the day 1 video regarding this page, sometimes you just have to roll with the punches and not be worried about perfection, because perfection is the enemy of great and just getting stuff done. If I have to wait until everything is absolutely perfect, the book will never end. It will never have a proper ending, and I wouldn't want that. I really want to finish this comic. It's not going to end in book 2 though, so that's like a small reassurance that the story will continue after book 2. But this comic should have really ended by now already, without all the interferences that's been happening, all the things that happened between the car accident and now. And I know I mentioned the car accident a lot, and I apologize for repeating myself, but I'm going to try to mention it less and less because I don't want it to become like a crutch or something. I don't know, like be like, well, I didn't finish because of this or that. I want to have a more positive outlook when I'm creating. So yeah, this is a fun character. This is another character that I had created before I even created Warlord, and I kind of borrowed her for this story. Like, her story is much more the story of Dark Avenger. Actually, for those who haven't really been reading, Dark Avenger is another character that's in my Warlord webcomic that made his debut in book 2. If I'm not mistaken, chapter 15. Don't quote me on that. Oh, I don't even know the chapters in my own webcomic anymore. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. I hope this is showing well. Oh, Kensington! So yeah, she was a character that was more in the story of Dark Avenger. As I was saying, Dark Avenger appeared in around chapter 15 a book of Warlord, and he was another character I had created before I created Warlord himself, and I just kind of threw him into the story as well, and he's really become a really important part of the book. He really became an important part of the series, with him pretty much being the foil to Fred being the straight man in a sense. I can't wait to finish book 2 of Warlord and just dive into book 3. Book 3 is one of my favorite stories I've written for Warlord. Oops. The keyboard wants to make a special appearance in this video. When you look, tell me, what do you see? Is it fiction or reality? I think it's looking a little better than I give it credit for, though usually that's the case, really. I very rarely like anything I've produced anyway, so whenever I record myself doing this, I just have like this temptation, this urge to go all Bob Ross and be saying like, I'll had a little happy tree or a happy cloud here or there. I don't know why. I used to watch Bob Ross a lot when I was little. Actually, my family really liked watching Bob Ross. Like, my mom and my sister we would just watch it all together sometimes when we would just randomly see it on TV. It was like inexplicable. It was like, oh, it's Painting Afro Dude. Let's watch him for a while. When you look, tell me, what do you see? Is it real? I really love the music and Finding Neverland. Like, filling in the blacks is usually one of the most fun parts of inking. That's the most fun part I have, actually, when I'm in the inking process. Let's see. Well, I'm closing in on the 10-minute mark, so I'm just going to cut it here. Again, thank you guys for watching. It's been very fun, actually.